Hey guys, it's Miss Larison. I have another great read aloud for you, and this one is called Monster Trouble. And the author is Lane Fredrickson, and that is the person who wrote the words in the book, the author, Lane Fredrickson. And then the illustrator is Michael Robertson. Now, an illustrator is the person who made the pictures. They may color the pictures with crayons or colored pencils or draw them with regular pencils or with pens or with markers. They may paint them. They may cut out pictures and glue them together. But that is what an illustrator does. So the author is the words, the illustrator is the pictures. So once again, this is Monster Trouble. Sorry. Winifred Schnitzel was never afraid, not of monsters or ghouls or the noises they made. She loved scary movies and werewolves and thunder and peg-legged pirates who bury their plunder. So that's Winifred, and she's not afraid of anything. And it said pirates who bury their plunder. Plunder is like their treasure. Still, Winifred's bedtime was hardly spook-free. The neighborhood monsters would not let her be. Each night they'd show up and attempt to be scary. Some would growl, some would belch, some were slimy, some hairy. But all of their monsterly mayhem was moot because Winifred Schnitzel thought monsters were cute. Still, night after night, all these monsters kept creeping into Winifred's room, interrupting her sleeping. She thinks they're cute. Too tired for math, too exhausted for fun, she finally decided, these monsters are done. She ordered a book titled Monsters Beware and constructed the sticky string small monster snare. So it's like a trap for the monsters. She's going to set a trap for them to keep them out. Not because she's afraid, just because they kind of annoy her. But that night, the big monsters all showed up first. The sticky string snare got so stretched that it burst. There were monsters on bedposts and stuck to the wall. They made slingshots from string. They were having a ball. Winifred sighed. They were louder than ever. She knew that she needed to try something clever. So she brought in some stinky old Limburger cheese. The label said, "Caution, makes big monsters sneeze." The monsters just called up the Goblin Street Deli. They ordered in bagels and fish eyeball jelly. So that didn't work. She thought the stinky cheese would make them stay away. But they liked it because they're monsters. Winifred barely got through the next day. She dozed off in art class and snoozed through ballet. She decided, that's it. I've got to get tough. She was tired of monsters. Enough was enough. So she built every spook trap in Monsters Beware and one of her own called the Prickly Bum Chair. Now, you may not know what your bum is. Your bum is your bottom. So the Prickly Bum Chair would be the Prickly Bottom Chair. So look, she puts like spikes in the chair. So she's doing all of the traps for the monsters to make them leave her alone. Poor Winifred yawned. She was so very sleepy. She was starting to look a bit spookishly creepy. When the monsters showed up with their howling and roaring, Winifred Schnitzel was already snoring. She was dreaming of puppies when a monster went hiss. She reached out and gave it a big sleepy kiss because she's dreaming about puppies. The monster yelled, "Yuck!" All the others were heaving. That means like throwing up. Ugh. One gagged, and a big monster shouted, "I'm leaving!" Winifred knew that despite their uniqueness, she discovered that monsters have one silly weakness. One thing that monsters don't like. Do you know what it is? So she puckered and pouted and kissed them all good. Those monsters screamed, running as fast as they could. So monsters don't like kisses. Now Winifred sleeps very soundly at night. In the daytime she's happy and perky and bright. But sometimes she finds that a monster's crept in, right around bedtime with a monsterly grin. She ignores all the growling and roaring and hissing, since the one thing that all monsters hate most is kissing. The end. I just thought that was a cute book. How you would think monsters wouldn't be afraid of anything, but they're afraid of kissing. Now, do you remember what it was she was dreaming of when she kissed the monster? She was dreaming of puppies. And I have a surprise to show you. I got a new puppy, and the whole time I was reading that story, she was in my lap sleeping. And here she is. Her name is Remy. And she's still sleeping. Oh, there she woke up a little bit. She didn't like that. But this is Remy. I'll turn the camera down a little bit so you can see her. This is Remy. And she's my new little puppy. And the whole time I was reading that story, she was in my lap and you didn't even know it. So I hope you all enjoyed, and maybe Remy will make some more appearances in other books. Hope you enjoyed.